Yo! Welcome back to another edition of the Cruising Podcast. I'm your host, Andrew Cruz, and today is Tuesday, September 12th. Yesterday was Monday, September 11th. If you have not, I've had a September 11th episode where I talk about where I was that the day of and pretty much that day and my feelings about it. If you guys need to go back, I will definitely put it somewhere in the descriptions. But we back, baby. But where you can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you can find podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates to the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finest. Hey, so as you guys probably know, I haven't done a show, I haven't done an episode in over a week. Still kind of recovering, still in recovery mode, so please bear with me. Last week, I was left unsupervised, and I bought a large stuffed crust pizza with pepperoni and sausage. You know, meat lovers pizza with the all of that shit. And my dumbass forgot that I was 34 and not 16, 18 years old, even 21. That I'm not a young spring chicken anymore. And the problem is that my acid reflex said, no, bitch, you are that old. We're gonna fuck you up right now. So that's practically what happened. My acid reflex happened. I couldn't keep anything down for a while. Not that I couldn't keep anything down. It didn't feel like there was a filtration system going on, and it didn't agree. Okay, my body did not agree with me eating a exuberant amount of pizza, and now I know that I can't enjoy one of my favorite foods, one of my favorite pastimes, unless it's white pizza. No racism, but yeah, fucking sucks. All right, it sucks ass. It sucks that like my body has betrayed me. You know what I mean? I feel like we've been on the same page for a while now, and then all of a sudden you decide that we're not cool with pizza anymore. Um, but that's not where my problems continue to lie. Um, Last Tuesday, I woke up with um without a voice. Not well, I had my voice. It was that the acid reflex turned into apparently a strep infection. Strep infection. That's what I was told by the doctor. I'm not a doctor. That's the only way I know what the fuck's going on. Apparently, he heard. I went to the doctors on Thursday. That's how I found out. Why? Because I don't know how to go to shit early enough. So got shot up with more steroids. Not just one this time. I got two in my back, and I was told to bend over. I didn't know. I wasn't a fan of that part of the story. I was scared mostly because whenever a doctor tells a male or even females to bend over, it normally is not the type. It's definitely not for shots. And I was very afraid for my life and my innocence at that point. And but we're good. My innocence is still intact for another couple years. And so I got two shots in my sides with steroids. It's the most shots Andrew Cruz has gotten in I don't know how fucking long. Okay. I don't like getting shit that every time. This is why I don't go to the doctor. Every time they want to stick me with something. And he's like, yeah, well, these shots should knock out whatever it is. Apparently, it really didn't do the job as greatly as I was told it was supposed to do. Maybe they didn't give me the strongest fucking drugs, but that's cool. I don't care. Gave me some strong ass antibiotics and an inhaler that leaves me lightheaded, which sucks all the ass. But it this has definitely been a learning curve. This has definitely been a time of reflection. And this is just a thought, you know what I mean? I've just been thinking, like, I missed podcasting. I missed doing this. I missed every part of setting up the computer, setting up the episodes, just all of that. I missed fucking doing this so much. Hold on, I got comments. Hold on, we got a comment, y'all. Oh, by the way, we are also on Twitch. Hey, what's up, Harker? How's life going? I'm sorry, I didn't get my thing didn't show up on time, and so now I see your comments. Thank you, Pete Harker. What's up, man? How you doing? Welcome to the or her. I don't know how you identify yourself, but we're gonna make sure that we get that straight because you don't have a picture up. So we're just gonna say, what's up back to you? How are you doing? How's life? Hopefully you're doing well. Your family's doing well. Cool. I like it. Um, but I completely forgot. Oh, so I went back and I was like, man, I miss podcasting so much. I miss setting up the pod. I miss like setting the whole all good. I'm a Mel from the UK. Hey, there we go. Welcome. Hey man, welcome from across the pond. Hopefully you enjoyed podcasting. I mean podcasts because normally, all right, so just in case, let me backtrack for a second. Normally, um normally on Twitch, I'm playing video games and things like that. But when I do the podcast, now we are live on Twitch. So if you guys want to go check out the Twitch channel, it's Nicetown _ finest 27. Why 27? Because I don't know. Okay. I don't know why I messed up. I know. All right. Just don't judge me. All right. Don't judge me for that moment. Judge me for my legacy. All right. That's all I ask. But but thank you for joining the Twitch channel, man. Hopefully you can stay with us. Also, man, I got old episodes up here on Twitch, I think, and also on YouTube. So definitely check it out if you get a chance. Cruising podcast. That's pretty much where I have all my archives. Or on Apple Podcasts, please leave a rating and review. That'll be beautiful. 5 stars. I won't argue with you. Okay, going back to where I was doing. I'm sorry. So yeah, I was sitting around. Yeah, I'll stick around for a little. I appreciate it, man. Thank you, Harker. Is it P Harker? I like it. P Harker, thank you for sticking around. Hey, speaking of, before I bump that, we're gonna go to something real quick. So I just got done. I don't know if Harker knows, but I've been watching Netflix for a while because I've been sick. And do you watch Top Boy, Harker? I wonder if you do, because I would like to say this. This show is not talked about enough. I'm just putting it out there. This show is not talked about enough. First of all, they only gave me 6 episodes for the series finale, which kind of pisses me off, but it's fine. We'll live with it. I love the show. I love UK dramas. I don't know what it is. I don't know if the UK got it different or does their seasons different or something, but like Luther was like 3 to 4 episodes per season. Like, I think Top Boy started from 10 episodes to like 6 episodes. And I was just like, this isn't enough for me. Yeah, like you put such good programming out and you leave me with wanting more. Like now, the way Top Boy ended, and that was supposed to be the series finale. Oh hell no! Y'all ain't gonna do that to me. Nah, I need another season. Y'all not. I need either a spinoff or another season. Y'all ain't gonna do that shit to me. The way that shit ended from Summer House to now, holy mother goose. If you haven't watched Top Boy on Netflix yet, yo, please go check that out. Let me see. Yeah, it's very big here in the UK, and they tend to do that here. Although I have a feeling they will come back. That means you watched it. I was told it's the series finale. It's Netflix, so Netflix will probably like 86 the series on us out of nowhere, especially if it doesn't have enough notoriety. Which kind of sucks, you know what I mean? But it is, it is what it is. I just wanted to talk about that for a second because you got me. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Top Boy. Yo, stop playing for real, Harker. Yo, so that means you watched the last episode. That means you watched the last one, right? All right, hold on. We're talking to Harker right now. This is the Twitch channel. I'm sorry, guys. All right, we're going back. We're going back until Harker answers this question. But I didn't know. Yeah, I think they'll make a surprise comeback. I hope so, because the way that shit ended, I don't know. Either come back or don't ever come back again. Leave me guessing. That I'd rather either you got those 2 choices for me. Leave me guessing for the rest of my life of like I'll like think about it like 5 years from now and be like, yo, what the fuck? Who did it? Who was it? You know what I'm saying? You sit there and you just come back out of nowhere and be like, man, that thought just comes back like, yo, what? Hold on. I just remembered this. Like, what happened? Why did they leave me? And then I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna think about it again. Like, it keeps you guessing. It's better than the Sopranos series finale. Okay. This is why I miss podcasting, man. I can talk about shows that most people wouldn't dare to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, to me, I think Top Boy is like the UK version. I'm not saying it's on the same level, but I will say it's at it's pretty peak. And I'm gonna say that Top Boy is almost like The Wire, the UK version of The Wire. You might, hey, y'all might be looking at me like, huh? What do you mean? No, it's practically The Wire with one storyline going the whole time. I thoroughly enjoyed this show, and I watched it by accident. Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel okay. This is from Harker. Yeah, I know what you mean. I feel if they didn't come back at all, would it still have that cool feel to how it ended, because you're constantly going to be I know, right? I'm always going to be guessing. That's why I'm worried about this. Like, I feel like this is going to haunt me for the rest of my life, and I can live with that. All right, going back to the regular episode, my fault. So sorry, I went to my UK minute for a second. Had to talk about Top Boy. We're going back. All right, so when I was sick, it sucked because I didn't get to. I was missing. I didn't know I was going to miss podcasting so much. I didn't know that I was going to sit around and just be like, I can't talk. I can't say anything. I can't express my feelings. Like, I watched and I'm going to talk about it a little bit later, man. I was watching this show, this movie called, this documentary called BS High. And I'm sitting here watching, I'm just like, fuck, y'all, I can't talk about it. I can't express it. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting there expressing in my mind like how angry I'm getting at this show, but now I can, and I missed it, and I don't want to take this for granted. I will never take the podcast for granted anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, I felt like I got a little comfortable, I got complacent. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was doing my own little thing, but now I love what I do. You know what I'm saying? I don't want this to just be a hobby. I've been saying this, but like, I've been treating it like a hobby. I've been treating it like this isn't something that I want to like make a business out of, or like, not even that. I just want to entertain people. I didn't know this. I didn't know how, like, and I didn't know that me doing this would have other people missing it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to kind of have my voice back. As you guys probably can hear, like, sometimes I gotta take a deep breath here and there. Sorry, my bad. It's just I'm still dealing with, starting to be nasty, or this. You know what? It's medical. Okay, I have mucus going into my chest. Okay, it's congested. I'm sorry. All right, sometimes I get a little short of breath. Okay, all right, sorry, my bad. But yeah, I just wanted to take a minute, tell you guys I'm sorry that I haven't had the podcast all week. That's on me. Not on me, but it's life, man. I'm not allowed to be, like, once again, I'm not allowed to be unsupervised with pizza. Okay, that's just, I can't have red sauce anymore. I'm getting old. It fucking sucks. But apparently, acid reflux turns into strep infections. Just putting it out there. If you have problems, hold on. Who is this? Is this a Okay, I got my I'm on my standing shit right now. Did a really good job. Okay, even though I'm sitting down, I don't understand how it just computed that was standing. Is what it is. That's why we're smarter than computers sometimes. But I am very, very excited to be back. So hopefully, you guys aren't upset with me. Hopefully, hopefully we have new fans like Harker here to stick around with the pod. You know what I'm saying? We are, like I said, once again, on YouTube and Apple Podcasts, or even Spotify. I don't know if you use Spotify. We're also on Spotify too. So if you definitely check it out, man, I got I think we were almost over 200 episodes on Spotify. So if you get a chance, check it out, man. If you like it, stick around, man. Leave a rating and review. That's all I ask. But also, we had mental health awareness day here. I forgot which day. Not gonna lie to you, not really good at those type of days type shit. But I would like to say, like I always have and I always will say, the world is better with you here. You know what I'm saying? Please go out, talk to someone. If you're feeling down and out, make sure that you, like, I wasn't feeling down. I was down, but I wasn't feeling like all the way, I think it was like more FOMO. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, yo, I got so much shit that I want to talk about, but I can't because I have no voice. And it does suck. Like I tell you guys this all the time. Like when I do the pod, it's a therapy session for me. You know, I get that's the only way. Like I will continue to tell you guys, this is probably one of the biggest ways where I got through two grandfathers dying within a month, me losing a very close friend the next month, and also, you know, my father losing his wife. Then within the same month, like four people very close to my aura dies or passes away. I'm sorry, passes away. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting here like I don't know what to do. You know what I'm saying? And this podcast, I like if I don't have this, I don't know where I'll be. If I'm being completely fucking honest, I don't know where I'm going to be. I wouldn't know. This is my this is the way I got my grieve. This helped me grieve. This helped me get through that tough time. And I hope that listening to this pod has helped you get through a tough time. Or listening to any pod. I don't give a fuck. I don't, even if it's not mine, or listen to somebody else, or watch somebody play video game, or, you know, to have a conversation with someone. I hope that helped you. You know, and to deal with the grieving process has definitely been it's still ongoing. I still have sparks here and there. I still have, you know, reverberations of wanting to just fucking lash out and cry or whatever. Like it's just I'm not I don't think you're a bitch for crying. I don't think that you are if you admit that you have feeling, that makes you stronger than ever. To me, in my opinion, I think you're the strongest person ever. And for me, this has definitely been a very tough time, but has been easier to get through for sure. That this podcast and also family, man, like being able to talk to people and actually, you know, being in the same trenches as some. And it's been tough, but we're, you know what I mean? Hey, man, like I say, like I always say, there's always sunshine at the end of the dark tunnel. There will always be sunshine. So I definitely would I definitely fully advise, please talk to someone. If you are feeling any type of way, talk to someone. Get it out. Get your reservations out. Get all that out. That's all I'm asking for. I've been going on this mental health kick on the pod for a while, mostly because of what's been going on. So I definitely am advising. Please reach out to someone. Hope you're good, brother. Times get tough losing loved ones. Oh yeah, man. Trust me, the summer sucked. Okay, I hate it. Summer 2023 has definitely been one of the shittier summers I've been through my fucking life. So, you know what? It is, you know what I mean? God doesn't give you too much that you can't handle. That's how I've always been told. Either I'm not given too much. Apparently these things going on to my plate and onto my family's plate, we can handle it. And we are going to weather this storm. We're going to get through it. And I mean, like, I'm very happy. You know what I mean? I'm very happy that, you know, we have such a close that's probably why I like Blue Beetle so much. If you guys haven't listened to the latest podcast, the Family Tides one, no, 2 podcasts ago. If you haven't listened to those podcasts, that's why I think I connected with Blue Beetle a lot too. So if you guys haven't listened, that's probably why I liked it. But back to where I was going. But by the way, once again, make sure you take care of your mental health. Is, you know what I mean? That's all I'm asking for. You know, like I said, like I leave on every single Spotify thing. They ask me, they put a question there, and I always put a question: how are you doing? I will always put that there, and that's why I ask. And whenever somebody jumps into this room and starts watching, I'm going to ask you, how are you doing? You know what I mean? How you doing? How's life? You know what I'm saying? Because I I care about the person. You know what I'm saying? I care about not just, you know, you're not just a viewer, you know what I'm saying? You are a human being taking time out of your day to watch this podcast, to watch me play video games, me do this, that, and the third. Like, I appreciate your time, and I will always appreciate your time. So if you got a question, please come and ask, man. I don't give a fuck. I want to answer it here. You know, I'm an open book sometimes. All right, I'm a little bit of an open book, but we can be an opener. You know what I'm saying? I can do it. But you know, like I said, though, thank you so much. You know, thank you for the kind words, Harker, man. They trust me. We're getting through it, man. It's a storm. It's a storm that we're trying to get through, man. That's all it is. So, all right. So we're going to talk about BS High. Now, I'm going to explain to y'all about BS High. I'm going to explain to you guys about BS High. I don't think my UK fans understand what BS High is or what it's about. So I'm just going to, we'll let you guys in on a little secret. So y'all know, I know you guys call football, what we call soccer, but I guess for you guys, I would say American football. We have high schools, right? I don't know how you guys' thing is kind of put together, or how y'all do your schools and things like this. But so in high school, that's 9th grade through 12th. Just putting it out there, making sure to keeping it educated. I used to be a teacher, so don't worry. Please don't worry about all right, whatever. So I watched BS High. It was about maybe an hour, 30-minute documentary about a guy that created a fake high school and somehow played football against the top school in the nation of the United States. He created a fake school. He was a fake coach. I will never call him. I will put in quotations mark Coach Roy. Okay. Or I'm actually fuck that. I want to call him by Roy Johnson. I think that's his name. Roy Johnson was his last name. Wherever fuck his dumbass is. To me, this documentary infuriated me in so many ways. First of all, as you guys can see, my complexion, I'm a black man. How on earth did he manage to? Oh. Woo, that's elaborate. So, okay, hold on. Before I start my diatribe, we'll talk about how did Roy Johnson manage to do this? Let me tell you how Coach Roy was able to do this. Coach Roy not only made one fake high school, he made 2 fake high schools. In our system, you are able to have private high schools, and he was able to make a school that was connected to a church, and the church kind of didn't know, or they didn't accept or acknowledge. I'm sorry, they never acknowledged the school as anything. Okay, so what he was able to do was convince kids, like, and I mean, I'm not saying kids, these motherfuckers was 20, 21 years old. Some of them were 21. I think one of them was like 22 or some shit. Like, they were older kids, like older. He was able to convince them that he has a high school that will play against the top schools in the nation called Bishop. If you get a chance, look up Bishop Sycamore. That, and then also, what was the other one? Something of Faith. It's like COF. It was like really bland jerseys and shit too. This guy was able to go infiltrate OSHA, which is the Ohio. It was like it's one of our states called Ohio. He was able to create a school using the kids' names for loans. For PPP, this is when COVID was happening. So we were getting, people were getting PPP loans. Once again, it's called a loan for a fucking reason. You have to pay it back. But he was using the kids' names, apparently, to take out loans on their names and fuck their credit up. And so this is how he kept the school running, the fake school from running. But I will say this. This is the one thing I will say. He succeeded in what he wanted to do, which is he wanted notoriety, which is he was on one of our top sports networks, which is ESPN. He was on ESPN playing against the #1 school in the nation with a fake fucking school. And everyone found out. I would say this. It sounds smart, and yes, it was in an evil way, but to me, what he did was he fucked these kids' lives up. So not only did you have a fake school, the kids that are connected to this fake school aren't able to go to actual colleges because they just lost a year of doing no school whatsoever. What he thought that he can pull off. See, we have schools out here, we have schools in our country where they're practically sports schools, like it's IMG Academy. Like I knew about IMG when I was playing tennis. I've heard of IMG for a very, very long time. And IMG really, school is second to sports. Like if you're going to IMG, you're going there for sports. You're not going there really for school. Still, IMG adheres to the credit, being accredited. So everything about Bishop Sycamore was not accredited, first of all. Second of all, kids never went to class. So once again, they lost a year of school. Third, the team. How was the team mom the fucking athletic trainer? They had how many kids? Like they had 2 kids tear their ACLs during the IMG game. They had 2 kids tear their ACLs, which clearly will ruin their career. They had the quarterback, I think he had fucked up shoulder. He fucked his shoulder up during the game. Like they were getting they got beat 58-0, by the way. 58-0. That's a lot. 58-0. And everybody knew that they were a fake school by the middle of the game. By halftime, everyone figured out this is not a real school because this is unbelievable. I will give him credit here that he was able to convince IMG that his school was real, and he said that IMG wanted to play in Ohio, took advantage of that. I don't understand how Ohio and Pennsylvania have this thing called the Big 33. Right? It's the Big 33 from a big something shit where both states have high schoolers that play against each other, pretty much an all-star game in between the state of Ohio and the state of Pennsylvania. You have all and top talent. My bad, one more. And top talent comes from this. Like very big talent comes from this game. You mean to tell me, IMG, who clearly didn't do their fucking homework, that you couldn't find a real high school team that was actually kind of good? It looked like it was one of those Alabama versus like South Alabama type deals where they were going to pay him to play, where they pay the school to play them. Like college is weird. Apparently they pay like the bad bad Division II schools to play against the best like Division I schools. The Division I school pays the Division II school. Fucking weird. But this Coach Roy dude is an evil motherfucker. Not only does he not have any remorse, he's talking about doing this shit again. Blatantly talking about doing it again during the documentary. And he's like, man, this documentary is going to make me look bad. No, you made yourself look bad. It sucks because I am a black man. Coach Roy's a black man. Coach Roy victimized desperate kids that were, living in the hood or living, are just trying to find a way to get onto the football field, not only did he ruin their football careers, he ruined practically their lives by taking these fucking loans out and starting these kids as far back credit-wise as possible. That's exactly what he did. And to hear some of them and hear the story, like the dude gave them papers that said, hey man, you gotta put your name, your address, and your social security number. One of the kids was like, yo, I called my dad, and I was like, my dad really was like kind of disappointed in me because he was mad that I gave him all my information. And I'm just sitting here like, well, if you were never taught financial literacy, or if you were never taught, hey, don't write your name on something or your social, no one's ever supposed to ask you for your full social security number unless it's like a job application. That's about it. If you were never taught that, I can't be mad at you. I'm mad at the human being that's an adult that's supposed to be helping you through this. That's supposed to be making you a better gentleman. That's supposed to make you a better man in life. You know what I'm saying? Even if you don't make it in football, you can make it somewhere else. This dude was supposed to do that, and he failed miserably. They're like, oh man, well, we gave this dude, man, you know how many colleges we called for? What was it, Poochie or some shit like that? I forgot his name. It was like, you know how many opportunity? No, you fucked over the opportunity. They're 20,000 in the hole right now. $20,000 in the fucking hole because you're an asshole. Because you preyed on these desperate kids, on their desperate parents. I'm angry about that. It pisses me off. How's he not in jail? Oh, how's he not in jail? You say? He's not in jail because there was like a loophole in what he did. It was like a loophole. Who the fuck is calling me? Hold on. So it was like a loophole what he did. So he's not in jail for it. Really, he just ruined these kids' lives. What he did wasn't against the law because they willingly gave up their social security numbers. It's crazy, but true. And as you're watching the documentary, you're just sitting here like, man, you just want to feel bad for these kids, man. You just want to. I'm in tears watching this show because I'm like, they're behind, not just all, not just in their football life, but in their whole life. And you could be helping them. You could have helped them with maybe financial literacy. Yeah. Yeah, right? Disgusting. He's a terrible person. There's no remorse. Like, to see the documentary and him talking and him still smiling and doing all the rest of this shit, the only reason why he gets mad is because these kids start talking shit about him. Like, they're saying, like, fuck you, Coach Roy, fuck you this, fuck you that. You ruined, like, the one kid was a quarterback and he was about to go to a very good, maybe not the best college, but he was going to, I think, Grambling. He was trying to go to Grambling. And the coach of Grambling was a professional coach at one point. Actually, has coached professional quarterbacks. He was actually a head coach in the NFL. So imagine you get to be tutored by someone that has helped out some of the greats, some of the best at your position in the world. And you get that taken away because you're connected to Bishop Sycamore. The dude, that shit is sickening. It's sickening. It's horrible. I don't want to say that these are allegations. These are, the documentary show. I'm just explaining what the documentary showed me. And it's sad because it does paint this dude in a shitty light, but he also started painting himself in that too. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do that. Oh, like blatantly lying to the camera. Like there isn't any documentation of any of this. Like, one of the kids said that he called his dad. He said his dad was disappointed, blah, blah, blah. And then the interviewer asked him, did you take out a PPP loan of $22,000? And he was like, what? He was like, did you take a PPP loan? He found out during the interview that a PPP loan was taken out on his name. These kids' names were at hotel. He even had hotels. All right, so the dude was a schemer. He's a con man. And was he played the best con. And also he's a terrible person because I think he allegedly had, he has domestic violence issues, apparently. Allegedly. I'm not saying I know. I'm not in the room with him. I'm saying allegedly he has domestic violence issues. But he's clearly a terrible person. And for me, as a teacher, as a black man, as a coach, as someone that has coached, this shit infuriates the fuck out of me. Because my job, my being sometimes is I want to help as much as possible. How can I help my community? How can I help my fellow man become better than what they were yesterday? How can I teach these kids that I'm molding that like I'm like their third parent? You know what I'm saying? Like most coaches are like the third parent. So like that's their job, is to mold these kids into adults or into young adults or something like that. You know what I mean? Something like that. That's their job, to guide them, because we already went through it. We know the hurdles and the potholes. This is why our community, and I don't mean to say that, I'm not saying this with any light. This is why they feel like our community is backwards, because of motherfuckers like him, because of evil motherfuckers like him. And so I'm making this pledge as a coach, as a teacher, as a human being, as an uncle, not a father yet, that I'm going to help, especially when I was as a teacher. I'm going to help mold, man. I'm going to make these a better future in my community, in my culture, because that's what we're supposed to do as adults. I would have never thought I would be saying this as a 34-year-old, but I want to help the world. I don't want to hurt the world. Why do I want my culture to be worse off than where I left it? I want my shit to be better than when I left it. We're supposed to be the rose that grew in the concrete. But you got motherfuckers like him that will firebomb that shit. Firebomb one fucking rose just so they can get ahead. And it worked. Sadly. I know it's sad to say this. It worked. We're talking about a documentary about a piece of shit person. Sorry, he's a piece of shit. He's laughing. Ha, 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 yeah, man, I did all that. Yeah, man, I fucked over all those. Yeah, not legitimately saying I fucked over all those kids, but practically fucked over those kids. They were kids. What were you doing at 20, 21? Huh? What did you know at 20 and 21? Like most of the time at 20 or 21, you try to get through college. You 18, 19, you trying to get through high school. What were you doing? What, especially when you come from a poor background? What were you doing? How would you feel if someone preyed upon that? This is why I really hope this motherfucker does not try this again. I hope not. Some of the stories that these kids were saying about him, this dude's evil. What was it? Did they said that he ran over like a herd of sheep or some shit? Like literally legitimately ran over sheep or no, was it cat? No, it was sheep. No. Yeah. They say he ran over some animal crossing the fucking road and then backed into it. Another one is he saw a homeless guy. He saw a homeless guy breaking into his car, and he beat the dude with a belt in front of the kids and then told the kids to jump the guy. What are we doing here? What lesson did he learn? What lesson did those kids learn? Oh man, well, guys, maybe just I beat the shit out of people, man, just because. What the fuck are we doing here? Call the cops. Where the cops at? Why you think that he told? I can't. It's disgusting. Yeah, his intentions were different to a real coach's, clearly. Yo, for sure. It was about him. It wasn't about the kids. It wasn't. The dude prominently is being shown on television drinking water. Like, people were like, yo, this, hey, that's Coach Roy. Yo, he made it happen. I cannot believe he made this work. I can't believe he was able to sucker a lot of people in thinking that he was doing something positive. I'm sad for those kids. I'm sitting here watching them cry on screen, talking about this dude literally set them the fuck back, bro. I wish I could help them. I want to help them. If there's any way, I would love to help. It's just, you watch this and it's just, you get a sick feeling in your stomach. I was going to talk about One Piece today too, but this shit's taking most of my time. The One Piece live action, I would love to talk about that, but probably, just in case, programming notes real quick. We're going to talk about One Piece live action. I'm going to try to do it either tomorrow or the day after, and also Bleach, the latest episode, Marches of Zombies. So if you guys like anime, we would definitely be talking about that. But we're going to talk about Coach Roy still here. Oh, also just my last little diatribe about it. I'm sorry, my bad, guys. It's just, I'm at a point now in life where I think that it's time for leaders in our communities to step the fuck up, to say that shit ain't right. We gotta do something. The future is getting fucked. They're fucked. They're getting out of high school and leaving with and having debt. How the fuck do kids go out of high school with debt? Hey, this dude is a parasite, and he feasted on those kids. Feasted. If I was an evil person, I'd be like, man, that was a good fucking plan, man. Damn. That motherfucker got like almost $1 million in fucking in PPP loans and don't have to pay them because it's not his. It's not under his name. What the fuck? I just, like I said, man, I watched those kids just watch their dreams get crushed practically, and you get angry. And when I get angry, I cry. I don't give a shit. I just in case people, when I get severely angry, I start to cry. I don't give a shit. All right, I'm willing to admit that I will fucking cry my eyes out. That's just what it is. I might seem like I'm crying out of sadness, but I'm crying out. I want to knock your fucking head off. And I just, you want to sit there and you want to say, man, I want to pray for those kids, but no, I want to do something for them. One of them has a rap career. Beyond BS, I think beyond Bishop Sycamore. I think that was the name of his album. I'm definitely going to, stream that, see if hopefully that gets some money or get some notoriety or something. You know what I mean? One of them, I think all of them are really still holding on to that football dream, and I hope they achieve it. I really do, on whatever level. We got XFL, we got the USFL. You know what I mean? It might not be the NFL, but you know what I mean? It's the dream that you're chasing. How bad you want it. But I really want to be able to help these people, and hopefully this shines a light on our community also, that we need to step the fuck up as leaders. That I don't know how else to really explain it, but we need to step up as leaders. I don't. It's just, it's time. It's a call to action. What the fuck are you gonna do? What the fuck I'm gonna do? I don't know. I'm about to figure this shit out now. I'm about to map this motherfucker out, because motherfuckers like him put a bad taste in everyone's mouth. Motherfuckers like him are a dime a dozen. There's a lot of Coach Royce. It ain't just him. He's just prominent. It ain't just him though. There's a lot of them. We need to weed them motherfuckers out, and we need them out of our area. We need them away from our future, which are the kids. We need them away. Guys like him are fucking evil. I see the devil in him. I'm sorry. It's just if you want the true honest thing, every time I looked at him, I said that dude's the devil. He reminds me of somebody. He reminds me of somebody I really know. Not really know, but somebody I know. He looks like the fucking devil, man. Laughing, man. That's the thing that bothered me most. Is like people like him are gonna laugh because they know they're gonna get a visceral reaction out of you. And he did it. And I never knew the backstory of this whole high school thing. I'm glad that there were reporters and, the kids themselves and the parents. Like, I'm glad that they were able to talk about this. I'm sure they can't be around that piece of shit because I'm sure they will beat the shit out of him. But the dude that was standing next to him talking like, man, we did so much. Dude, I know you invested in this and he conned you into investing in this and co-founding whatever the fuck this is. But yeah, you the problem too. I forgot his name. Coach Roy just prominent. It's sad, man. I literally stopped watching it. Like when I turned it off, I literally let out a tear a little bit, man. I'm just like, I would never do. Maybe because I would never do some shit like that in my life. I would never actively do that to someone. And it shows what type of person, what real evil is. Actually, I'm sorry. It shows us what real evil is, and that's him. And if anyone has a problem with me talking about this or saying anything negative about him, fuck you, because this is real. That's real to me. That hurts me. That hurts my feelings. And all I can do now is figure out how I'm going to be able to help these type of kids. How I'm going to be able to help the future, because that right there motivated me to not just get this podcast right and do everything I got to do to promote the podcast, to have more eyes on it, so I can have freedom of movement, so I can do my mission, which is help people, is be helpful, is be good. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't go to church a lot. Everybody knows, you know what I mean? I don't step foot too many times inside of a church, but I do believe in a higher power. I do believe that I was put here to not just entertain people, but to also uplift. I think that I really do. I think that's my intentions. That's supposed to be my intentions. So, yeah, that's BS High. If you guys get a chance, go watch it. It's on Max Original. It's a Max app. I don't know if you guys have that in different countries or anything, but definitely the old HBO Max app. Well, it was Max now, but definitely go check it out, man. It's a good. I ain't gonna lie to you. Documentary wise, it's a really good documentary, because they did try, and I'll give the interviewers credit. They did everything in their power to be biased. I mean, yeah, not biased. Be what's the fucking other word? Um, they tried to play the middle. They didn't try to go too far on the kid's side, and they also didn't try to go too far on his side. You know what I'm saying? Like, they tried their best. And to know that you're sitting in a room with evil and you're getting mad about it, and you have to keep that together, I'm surprised that they were able to. I wouldn't have been able to. That's what makes them professional interviewers, and what makes me an amateur. Because I wouldn't be able to hold my feelings in. I'm like, yo, you are the definition of what the devil on earth looks like. You're the complete fucking definition. You're the definition of what a vampire is. You just suck the energy out of people, and it suck away their life force. Like, it sucks. It's terrible, man. It's just, I don't know how to really truly react to it, but it's just like I'm sad, man. I'm still sad about it. And I was going to talk about One Piece live action today, and I'm not going to be able to. I'm not. This shit has me so mad right now that like I want to punch the fuck out of my TV. Like I just I'm angry, man. It's just like. But if Coach Roy ever wants to come on the show, please let me know, man. I'll interview. Actually, I'll probably be able to keep my cool, especially when we're not in the same fucking room. That'll be great. I can't be in the same room as you because you laughing and smiling at these kids' pain. It's gonna bring something out of me, man. It's gonna bring that monster out of me. I don't want to do that. But once again, like I said, man, we can do it Zoom or wherever on stream. On the StreamYard, because StreamYard makes it easier for me to be able to put people on here and say what's up, hey, how you doing? Fuck you. But do that and yeah, if could. So like I said, man, open invitation to quote unquote Coach Roy, Roy Johnson. If you would like to come on the show, please come on and we can talk. Please, I would love to hear your full side of the story. I would love to hear the full side of the story. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I full invitation. I'll be able to keep my cool. I'm gonna ask my questions and then I'm gonna keep my cool. Bygone, and you bitch ass will be out of here. I don't give a fuck. And yeah, I said it. I don't give a shit. Yeah. Yeah, how am I gonna invite you on the show and call you a bitch at the same time? I'm sorry, my fault. That dude's a nut. No, this is some nut ass shit right there, man. All right, sorry. This was not supposed to take as long as it did, but it did. So we're gonna talk about the One Piece live action once again, either tomorrow or the day after. I have a different opinion than most people. I listened to a few other people podcasts and I was like, I don't know. But it is what it is. That's what makes us human. We have different feelings about different things. I would like to say thank you, Harker, for sticking around for the podcast on twitch.tv. Once again, if you guys need to go to twitch.tv/ nicetown_finest27. Hey man, like I said, man, we got a full conversation on the pod, especially about Top Boy. I would definitely I'll definitely talk about Top Boy all day. I just don't judge me for judge me for great shows, which that fucking is. And like I said, that's the UK Wire. Okay, all right. That Deshane is Avon Barksdale for sure. And Sully, I couldn't really tell you who Sully was, but but no, Sully was the shooter, so I'll say Weebay or not. Nah, you can't say Omar because Omar robbed people. Maybe Weebay. No, I would say. How about this? Huh. I want to think about that. Ooh, I want to think about comparisons because Deshane actually. I take that back. Yeah, I'll tune in tomorrow if you're doing a pod. Oh hell yeah, man! I appreciate you, Parker, man. Harker. Damn, I said Parker. Is that why you tried? Is it Parker? Is that why you did that? I see what you did there. I see. Hey, I see what you did. Okay, it took me almost an hour, but we're here. Okay, I'm here now. I'm not that dumb. I'm a little dumb, but it's okay. Also, I'm a little sick, man. Don't judge me. I mean, all right. So, damn, I want to think about those comparisons. I would say Deshane is Avon and Sully. I got it. Yeah, he said I got it. Yeah. Fuck yeah. Okay, sorry, my bad. I would say Sully was Stringer Bell. No. Deshane was Stringer Bell. Deshane Stringer Bell. Sully is Avon Barksdale. I just fucked that up again. No, Sully is Avon. Yeah. We're good. I got it right. Except Avon didn't catch any. I don't think Avon really caught any bodies. Man, I want to rewatch some of this shit. I rewatched The Wire too. That's the crazy part. Huh. I want to think on that. Maybe Marlo didn't catch any bodies either. Huh. Shit. Hey, Parker, if you get a chance, man, check out The Wire on I think that's on the Max. Yeah, that's on Max app too. That's on the Max. It's one of the greatest TV shows in probably American history. I don't know if you UK folks would like it. Hey, all right, UK. So, all right, one second. We're gonna do one more thing. I don't know if you're still here. If you're not, that's cool. Um, the UK. When y'all say UK, right? I know that means United Kingdom. Understandable. I got it. Is that just England though? Is that what most English folks call you? That y'all call yourselves, or is it like Wales and Scotland too? Like y'all call y'all whole thing the UK, or like it's like a border thing? What are we working with here? Because I know UK is the island. And I know this. I know this part of the story. But when you say UK, I'm not. I don't. You don't have to like tell me what country if you don't want to. If you don't feel comfortable, tell me what country. That's cool. I just always wondered because I do want to visit England one day in my life. And also, UK wise, I've been watching Wrexham, the Wrexham FC. I know you probably like sick of Americans talking about Wrexham. That's fine. It's okay. I understand. But geography wise, is it like the UK? Does every country in the United Kingdom has countries inside? That's what I thought. Okay, cool. That's what I knew that part. I know it's like I'm not. I'm from Wales, not Wales. Did I say Wales? I did say Wales, right? That hold on. Wales is hold on. Wales is that's Wrexham. That's Wrexham. Yes. Yes. He's from Wales. And y'all have a different language. I watch shows. I watch TV some days. All right. Hey, just in case, Parker, I am a history major. I'm big on history, and I love English history more than anything. Or, well, I'm sorry, UK history than anything else. So, like, when you say Wales, I got you. I got you. I know it's not Scotland. I know it's not England. It's Wales, baby. So fucking right, Wales. Yeah. Yeah, and I watch Wrexham. All right, that's my squad. I actually keep tabs on them on my ESPN app. It's very weird. I've never thought I could care about a fucking about a soccer team, or I'm sorry, football team. And I'm here now, mostly because Rob McElhaney's from Philly, so we here, and also Ryan Reynolds is one of my favorite actors. So we're here. Yeah, I'm fluent in Welsh, and about 25% of people who live in Wales can speak the language. Ah, interesting. So hold on. This see, that's the shit right there. So Welsh have their own language, right? But they're next to England and Scotland, and only 25% of y'all can speak the language. So, like, say, I don't know how many. So let's say there's 100 people in Wales. Only 25 of them. We're just saying. I know there's not 100 people in Wales. Don't at me. So something happens to those 25 people. Welsh language is gone, right? But that sounds dumb. That sounded like bad math on that one. Might be. Who knows? But you took away that 25% isn't a large number for a whole country to be fluent, though. That has to be crazy, yo. You like sit there, like the person next to you, like so. 1 out of 4 people in Wales can speak Welsh. Think about that. Every fourth person can speak the language. So like you can be having a conversation with 3 other people in Welsh, and one of them won't know what the fuck y'all talking about. It's crazy, yo. Then again, I do live in America where I don't know how many percents that we have. I'm gonna have to check that. Then a lot of our percentage speak different languages like German and French. Yeah, there aren't many Welsh talking schools left in Wales. That's where most people learn the language. The language has died. This is supposed to be the language of Wales, though. Huh. Huh. Interesting. So they only learn it. That makes sense that they learned it in school, but like once the schools be like, nah. So look, guys, um, we're gonna stop learning the language of our ancestors, and this is how Latin. What's the dead language? Latin's the dead language, right? One of those fucking languages. It's a dead Sumerian. It's probably how like Sumerian died. You know what I mean? That's why we don't really know it. You know, some people learn it. You have to go to actual different specialized schools to learn Sumerian or some shit. Like, that's wild though. Like in America, like in modern day, that like a language can die off, possibly. Huh. Shit. That's wild. I'm learning some shit. I learned it from Parker. Yeah, see, I was calling him Harker the whole time, and I'm not. I'm like, I'm sure he was like, this dude's a fucking dumb. These dumb fucking Americans don't know how to read. But I do know how to read. Okay, it just takes me a little bit. All right, shit. All right, I'm a delivery driver by day. I'm not a superhero. No, I'm playing. But no, I appreciate the lesson though, man. That's wow. That is the pod. I'm sorry. That in my school, pupils would be sent to detention if they spoke English. That's how strict the teachers are about keeping the language going. They still do that today. Hey, you know what? Cool. Motherfuckers need to learn some shit. Shit, man. You said what? You said what in English? Oh, hold on, motherfucker. Look at here. So we're gonna give first of all this. Hey, this is detention. Next, we're gonna give you the fucking paddle. All right. I don't know if your kids, I don't know if they still do the paddle nowadays. I know in America, we don't. We're a little soft on that one. Okay. We don't do the paddle no more. Apparently, it's frowned upon, which is understandable. I mean, I've seen the holes in them shits. They look like they hurt like a motherfucker. All right. I need to close out this podcast. My fault, y'all. Okay. I'm over here talking to Parker about this. I'm sorry. My fault. But yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, if you want to keep the language going, gotta be strict about it. Sadly, that's just you want to keep your culture. That's culture. That's part of your culture. That's how I mean, these kids. This is how you stay connected to your history. Is you gotta be a little strict about it sometimes. Now, sometimes it might not be the right history, but how strict are schools in America nowadays? Oh shit, not at all. Not at all. I wouldn't say. It depends. I would say this, and this is my last thing. My bad. This is going to be the last thing I talk about. So, as a former teacher, or ongoing / former teacher, um, to me, when I went to school, it felt a lot stricter. It felt like there was a dress code. You know what I'm saying? There was, you had to stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance. You had the moment of silence. You had like a strict schedule between going to class, especially in the lower age groups. You had to stay in line depending on which school depending on if you go to elementary school or not. I mean, well, on your elementary school, you have to stay in a single file line or some shit like that. It seems like nowadays, things have gotten a little loosey goosey. These kids can walk around in whatever the fuck they want to wear. You know what I'm saying? It's not really a dress code anymore. It seems like the rules have been laxed, and maybe not my mom. Would you say is not strict enough? I wouldn't say. Shit, man, that's a tough line right there. I would say that it is and isn't, and here's how I'll explain it. Strict to me is like the 60s, 70s, even probably the 80s, where teachers can paddle the kids or hit them with rulers, or where teachers can be a little bit more physical. And I feel like anybody that isn't the parent of a child should never be able to put their hands on a fucking child in a physical manner. That is not your job as a teacher or anything else. I'm glad that got separated. That's the level of strictness. That's my line. That's my line. Now, putting them in detention, taking away rewards, like the reward system, I feel like, I totally agree in that aspect. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not supposed to be your job. My job is to make sure this kid has an understanding, as me as a history buff. This kid has an understanding of history, have an understanding of how to write down history, how to, not just regurgitate, but remember, help memory skills. Actually, to me, I think that's what people don't understand about history is that it helps you, it does help memory skills wise because you're trying to remember dates like the war of 1812, or I mean the signing of the Declaration of Independence, or I don't know Welsh history. I wish I knew any Welsh history. I'm sorry about that. But any of that type of history, what I mean, to learn that. I think that if your memory skills are better after learning from my classroom, I was successful. If you were even an inch better, if you were if you walked in my classroom and you walked out with a better understanding of not just what I tried to teach you that day, but what also, about life and things about life around you, I was successful that day. And then next day I'm going to have to do the same fucking thing. And to me, the strict part of that is that it feels like since the sickness happened, it feels like that accountability is not there anymore. I wouldn't say all the way. I wouldn't say the whole time. I won't. Hold on. Let me rephrase. I feel like the accountability isn't strictly enforced anymore because these kids can go on computers and do their homework now. I know you have to go with the technology and things like that, but we didn't have computers growing up. I guess that's what I'm trying to. I didn't have computers, or well, we had computer. I had computers later on in my, when I went to high school, and where it was like actively used, not like you didn't have just a computer class where you're just doing, computer typing skills and shit like that. I think that educational wise, the accountability isn't there anymore. And I think that's the strictness that needs to come back is that these kids, these students, I'm sorry, not kids, these students need to have need to be held accountable more because not only are you going to be held accountable for the homework that you did, the homework that you were supposed to bring in today, or the studying that you were supposed to do for that test. That's your accountability. The accountability is the grade, right? Or the accountability is also, well, you get held back, or you this, that, and third. I think that accountability is not there anymore, and it's easier to get through now. It wasn't easy for me. I had to grind to get fucking B's and C's. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was hard. I had to grind for that shit. But today, it feels like that accountability hasn't been there. That it's not gone, but it's not there. It's not present all the time. And that's leaving the student at a disadvantage when they get out in the real world because you're going to be held accountable for everything that you do in this life. Every decision that you make, every decision that you don't make, you're going to be held accountable. And I think that accountability made better human beings. And I might be wrong, and some people might not agree with what I say, and that's fine. It is what it is. Everybody has their opinion. I have mine. I think that that's where my strictness comes from. I need you to be better. I need you to be, for me to do my job, I need you to do better. I'm going to pull that greatness out of you. I got to pull that greatness out of you. So that means I'm going to hold you accountable. Did you study? No. Okay, cool. I guess you want a bad grade. So you want to be in high school for the rest of your life? Yeah, I left. Yeah, I left school 5 years ago, and I feel students nowadays don't take the exam serious and so on. But that will backfire. That's the problem. Also, is that I don't know how y'all do it, but we have standardized tests, and so when I was in high school, we had this thing called the SOL, standards of learning test, or you're studying for the SATs or the ACT, and to study for a test I I don't see the benefit in it. I've never seen the benefit in teaching towards a test. I feel like if I'm teaching a lesson, that lesson needs to be taught for the day, and it needs to be acclimated into life. And I think that's because maybe because of my subject matter, you can actually kind of infuse that with life skills, not life skills, but life thought. I guess this is what I could say, like chemistry. Like I don't use the only time I would probably say I use chemistry is fucking cooking or some shit. Like I've never used, I don't, what the fuck I need chemistry for, and but some people are going to become chemists. I think that most schools should have financial literacy. When I say financial literacy, I mean knowing how to balance a checkbook, knowing what credit is, knowing how credit can affect you and not affect you. I think this. Oh, I'm sorry. Y'all kept me on the school thing. We was talking about BSI, so that's cool. All right, we're still on the same subject, but I think that the accountability of these students need to definitely be heightened back up. I really, really, truly think so. I think we need to have that, not study towards a test, but also be able to apply what we learned in school towards life. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Um Now the safety part of school, that needs to be stricter too. I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. I know people are like, oh man, I don't want metal detectors going through my school. Fuck that shit. If that's going to stop one person, if that's going to deter one person from bringing a AR-15 or whatever the fuck to school, that's fine by me. Armed guards, that's cool with me too. We have all these military people that are displaced from jobs, and you have a perfect opportunity to use their skills. We like it should. That's a no-brainer to me. I'm sorry, that would deter. To me, that I feel like that would deter a lot of armed suspects. Now, some people are crazy enough to walk in with a person that's clearly trained to take life, and they would try their best. I mean, they would do whatever they. I think that's where we need to also get stricter too. It's the safety. Um, but that's for a different time. But so once again, where y'all can find the Cruising Podcast is on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Patreon, YouTube, and anywhere else you can find your podcast needs. That's where you can find the Cruising Podcast. Also, where you can find latest updates of the show is on Instagram at Cruising Podcast, also on Twitter at Nicetown Finance. And I would like to give a special thank you to Parker for being part of the podcast for over an hour. You are a true gentleman. Yeah, he is a gentleman. Yes, male from UK. True gentleman. I appreciate it. Thank you for hopefully you do tune in whenever we have the pod. If you get a chance, definitely go check out YouTube, like and subscribe. It's Cruising Podcast. Also, guys, like also not just Parker, you guys too. Go check out the YouTube. We got more stuff. If you guys have watched Warrior, I have a Warrior cast with Michael Carroll that's on there right now. I'm going to put all those into a playlist, episode by episode. My bed is calling my name. It's 5 a.m. here. Holy mother goose, it is 5 a.m. You are wild. You're a wild. Yo, man, you're a wild man. Hey, go to bed, dude. Go to bed. You have a good night. Sweet dreams, homie. Don't. Oh, what? That. Hold on. I got a little weird. My bad. Now, don't. You know what I mean? Not about me. You know what I mean? Have sweet dreams about whoever you want to have. As long as I'm not in them. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in them. All right, just putting it out there. But what I need y'all to do is leave a like and subscribe on YouTube. Also, please leave a rating and review on Apple Podcasts. Leave a rating and review. Also, I want to put how are you doing on Spotify. Hey man, let me know how you doing on Spotify. That's how I feel about it. Tell us how you doing. If you need someone to talk to, that's what we're here, man. We're a community. The podcast, like I always tell you guys, you are my neighbors. This is the neighborhood. I would like to say I love all of you. Don't do anything I wouldn't do. I'll catch you guys later for a live action review of One Piece and a fucking review of Bleach March of the Zombies. With that, love you guys. Don't do anything I would do. Catch you guys later. Deuces.